Kickstarter critique. That's what we're doing. Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again for another Kickstarter critique, where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, giving my honest thoughts on how that Kickstarter project is being ran. And today, I'm very excited to be checking out the 7th most popular project in all the games. That is Steve Jackson's Munchkin Presents Batman. The Dark Knight meets the gameplay of Munchkin in this legendary combination featuring over 250 cards. Now, I want to start by saying I'm a little bit surprised by where this is on the popularity chart. And the reason why is because, let's not forget, this is two immensely popular things. It is Munchkin, which, you know, gets a bad rap sometimes. It's kind of viewed as like the monopoly of the hobby game genre. And if you don't understand that reference, come back to it in like a couple years and maybe you might have changed your mind. And Batman, not to mention Batman is just riding high right now because it's the #1 movie in America, in the worldwide. And it's the second biggest, like, opening since the pandemic, just behind Spider-Man by, like, 100 million. But, so, for it to be 7th, it's surprising to me. I mean, big ups for Illiterati. I thought they did a great job. So one thing I like to do all the time when I see a board game and I'm interested in more of it is I go check it out on Board Game Geek. And I gotta say, this is one of the most uninspiring Board Game Geeks pages I've ever seen. So if I want to get more information about this, it's me. You're going to have to get the information from me. So if you got here because of that, well then welcome. But it's like, where's more information? Where's some cards? Where's some of this? Where's some videos, an unboxing, card featurette, something like that to get me more excited on the Board Game Geek page. Because right now it has one fan, and what do you want to bet? It's the person who created the page. And I don't want to sound, and this is the last thing I'm going to say before we get into it. I don't want you to think I'm one of those people who bag on Munchkin. There's me 9 years ago giving a review. It's one of my most popular videos ever. And I've probably covered more Munchkin content than just about any other content creator out there, aside from, Munchkin card game stuff. Because it reminds me of my wife. It was actually one of the first things that I did with my wife is we sat down and we played Munchkin. And I was newer into the hobby. That's one of my gateway games, actually. Which is why I take, extra personal, it seems like it. I don't like how they're treating Munchkin right now. That's what I'm trying to say here. I don't think that Board Game Geek page should ever look like that for a property that's this exciting. Let's put it like this. If any other company was able to put up, a Batman game, do you think their Board Game Geek page would be just absolutely littered, overflowing with information, with tidbits, with fans, with people getting excited about it? And that one's just like, yeah, we got it. Here we go. And here's the other thing. They didn't even put the actual box on the Board Game Geek page. They just copied this image and put it there. It's so weird to me the way they handled, just the Batman. And the price of the Kickstarter is way too high, in my opinion, for what it is. Oh, we'll get it there. All right. So, as always, when you go to the video, I'm thinking 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Let's go.
I've been a Batman fan since forever, so when the question was, did I want to do a Batman version of Munchkin? The answer was, that's a hard affirmative, Commissioner Gordon.
It's the Munchkin Batman board game!
So they tried to interweave a personal touch there. I like that. I do like that. I think that was solid.
Play as legendary villains from Batman's history. Foil Batman, escape with the loot, and have a blast doing it. 3 to 6 players can play, with 8 characters to choose from. Use evil accomplices with their zany equipment.
I like how long they're lingering on these cards. That's one thing I complain about a lot, is when companies don't give me enough time to really read the text on the cards. And I like the fact they're doing this. And overall, I feel like this is a very good video if you haven't played Munchkin before. And that's the biggest thing we got to get into here. And we'll get into it after the video. But there's just so much weird stuff around a game like Munchkin. And Flux. And games like that where they just keep rebranding and rebranding and rebranding and rebranding it. But it's still, just makeup on a pig. If you don't like the game. If you do like the game, then it's makeup on a beautiful pig.
Traitor schemes. Commit simple crimes and hard ones. Avoid the defenders of Gotham City and grab the treasures. Get to level 10 and win. But watch out.
I like the fact they showcase the board right there. So I now know it's one of the deluxeified versions of it. It's got the standees. Nice.
Level 10 and win. But watch out. Your fellow supervillains are out to get you. This deluxe style set includes over 250 cards, a level tracking board, and standees. Designed by Steve Jackson and featuring art from legendary Munchkin artist John Kovalik. Join the campaign now to foil the Caped Crusader and your friends with the Munchkin Batman board game.
So, I squinted a little bit there when it said designed by Steve Jackson, because I just have a heart, like, how do you design for this? Like, I feel like the way they do these now, and I would love to know, like, how do you design a Munchkin expansion when there has been, 50, 30, 20, like, I don't know which one of those numbers is real. It's insane. But there's so many special abilities in there. What are you going to add that's new? So I feel like they just look at all the special abilities and then they pick, like, oh, that one would fit thematically, that one would fit thematically, that one would fit thematically. But let me know. Like, that's just an interesting thing to think about there. All right, so anywho, do I want it? Yeah, I feel like the video did a good job of selling Munchkin. But let's get to Munchkin. So Munchkin is a immensely popular gateway game. And it's an immensely popular gateway game, especially with tabletop role-playing gamers. Because Munchkin is satirizing exactly what they get together and what they play every week, hopefully. And so they just eat that stuff up, and it's not a bad game. If you go to the higher player counts, it gets to be a god-awful game, but it's not a bad game. But that's what becomes a lot of people's gateway games, and then they get deeper into the hobby, and they find a lot of other games, like Pandemic and Picket to Ride and stuff like that. And then, as they play other games, they kind of realize, hey, Munchkin, while it still has a soft spot in my heart, isn't, like, there's a lot of other things I'd rather play for 45 to 100 billion minutes. And so, but at the same time, there's also a collector's aspect to Munchkin, which we need to get into a little bit, because they quite literally have, and I'm not exaggerating, we're going to look it up, so many expansions you can't even fathom it. Like, if you're new to the hobby, you want to get into a game that's like, yeah, look at this. This is just, all these are different Munchkin expansions. Just keeps going and going and going and going and goping. And these are like boxes. Like, these are boxes. This is a box of like hundreds of cards. Well, not this one. This might be one of the smaller boxes. But you get what I'm saying here. Tons of expansions. So going into this Kickstarter is just a weird one. So the Can You Do It? It's Steve Jackson Games. It's Munchkin Batman. I don't even need to go through their pedigree because, let's be quite honest, like, duh. Like, yeah, of course they're going to make the game. Now, let's see how many games they do have outstanding. So this is a role-playing game. When's the last game? Oh, they did this. Dice games of 20 dice games. I think this is a book, though. I don't know. I don't even know the last time they did, like, a real board game. Yeah, it's Steve Jackson Games. Yes, they can do it. They're at every convention. We're just going to skip that part. I feel comfortable with it. So do I want it, and how much is it? That's what it boils down to. Munchkin, and yes, I do want it. Munchkin is a very silly tabletop game about exploring the dungeon, stabbing your friends, and leveling up. Originally created as a parody of some other game. They're talking about D&D, I do believe. It has emerged as a pop culture phenomenon with millions of copies sold, over 100 games and supplements in print and versions in 20 languages. So immediately, there's the Can You Do It? The first paragraph, they crushed that out of the park, and we're done with that. So now it's, do I want it? How much is it? And presumably, if you like Munchkin or you don't know about Munchkin, I think that video did a good job. But Munchkin with Batman, how does it even work? It turns out it works perfectly. Yeah, like it's that hard to imagine. Steve Jackson's been a Bat fan for a long time, and Sub has artists. They went crazy. Their shipping section is interesting. Ooh, I'm always excited about that. In regular Munchkin, you kill monsters. In the game, you commit crimes ranging from take candy from a baby to reveal the location of the Batcave. Successful crimes move you towards victory, failure, and can send you to Arkham Asylum and Batman. Oh, you're playing as the bad guys here? That's what I thought. Okay, cool. Neato. All with fellow arch criminals. Break those alliances when they least expect it. Use... Okay, cool. Components. So it doesn't sound like they're reinventing the wheel here. It's still, you're going to open the door. You're not going to open the door, but it's something different thematically. Whatever. So we got the Riddler, Mr. Freeze, the Penguin, and I can see a lot of the special abilities. I like that. Maybe zoom in just a smidge bit more, but that looks good. 261 cards. A rule sheet. That should be clickable. Hopefully it's clickable. Click out. Yeah. You kick down the door, you attempt the crime, you grab the tray. It's still the same basic game. So, first look at Munchkin Batman. Okay. Now this is what I want to see some more of. That's good stuff. Why isn't this on Board Game Geek? Come on! Steve Jackson Games? Why isn't this? This is exactly what Munchkin Batman is for. This is exactly what Board Game Geek is for. This video like this. So if a fan comes to the page, they can watch this 22-minute video and say, oh my gosh, that's the creator of the game and the creator of Munchkin, and I'm excited now. All right, and we have stretch goals. Excellent. I wish you would have mentioned stretch goals a little bit earlier. Let's go back to that main image. I don't think I really took a good glimpse of that main image because we had some technical malfunctions at the beginning of this. I got to edit that out. What would I like to know here? Maybe a price. Price would be nice. But yeah, just 16 stretch goals unlocked. Like some useful information here. Oh, but you do say over 250 cards. I do think that's nice. Granted, I couldn't read that from the original image because it was so small. The Bat Compter Kilometer. Now this This right here is absolute. Wait, is this wait a second. You haven't told me about the pledge levels yet. Okay, so I don't like this immediately. So are these add-ons I'm unlocking, in which case I don't care? Or are these extras that you're getting with the game, in which case this is terribly... this should be very obvious. This should be super obvious, and it's not, and I don't like that. Munchkin Batman Dice Bag. Oh my gosh. Once again, I'm sure this is something they're going to be selling after the fact, because look, that's a license to print money. You know, people walking around Comic Cons, people walking around Gen Con last day, you know, maybe they're tabletop role-playing gamers, they've got a Batman RPG or something, like, just this thing is printing money. Munchkin Batman Kickstarter Edition, all unlocked stretch goals. So, oh my gosh! So I honestly think that this should be substantially higher. Just $50 gets you the game. So, because let's just backtrack here. Let's backtrack. Let's pretend they haven't hit any stretch goals. I come to this, and I say... Okay, it's a $50 game. It's $10 less than MSRP. By the way, do I know the player count, the time length, the age on this yet? God dang it. Come on, tell me I know it. Why is this a bad habit that I have to call out so frequently nowadays? Why is this so hard to put your damn time length, your player count, and your age range on there? It's on every box. Why wouldn't you put it on the Kickstarter? Yeah, this is not a bad price right here. $50. And it comes with dice pack and blank card pack. So inherently, a $50 price tag I don't think is a bad price here. But then when you factor in the fact that now I'm getting 2 of these and I'm getting a dice bag, or 1 of these and I'm getting a dice bag, this value then gets even better. So I think you really should lead with the fact that, you know, hey, $50 is going to get you a whole bunch of stuff, and if you can get some excitement and some buzz around this game, we're going to keep unlocking stuff, because trust us, we want to print more Batman things. Like, I'd be like, trust us, we want to print more and more Batman things, and if you hit these stretch goals, we're going to give you all those Batman things. So let me know in the comments, what kind of Batman things would you like to see us print? Or I don't know if they have that freedom, because once again, once you're working with an IP like Batman, an intellectual property like Batman, and I should start saying that instead of IP, because not everybody knows that. But it's just, I know they tie your hands sometimes. Munchkin Batman plus Munchkin Crazy Cooks. So, this is odd to me, because you just kind of sprang this on me. It doesn't fit thematically with Munchkin. It'd be like if my dentist was like, hey, would you also be interested in some car insurance? I'd say, well, those are 2 very interesting services to offer together, sir. Or madam. But this is weird. Okay, so it's $30 essentially for the game. And once again, I already established that $50 was a reasonable price. But I feel like you've done a pretty poor job here of selling me on why exactly I need Munchkin Crazy Cooks, or what exactly is Munchkin Crazy Cooks. Now, me being a Munchkin fan, knowing that, oh, you can mix these 2 together, and that'll be fun, that's so weird to me. So then we have Munchkin Batman plus the signed card. So includes Munchkin Batman, Munchkin Light, Shez Cthulhu. So now, this to me feels like, hey, here's all the stuff that we had sitting in the back that we really just need to get off the shelves. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting here. Because let's look at it. Bunch of random crap and an autographed card. It's weird. So we got the retailer award, $25 a pop. I bet that one's probably going to be pretty popular. Have to consider the Kickstarter inflation over retail. All right. Add-ons. Do you want even more Munchkin? Increase your pledge by not listed in the backer kit, and you will tell us exactly which of these add-ons you want to include. Wow! All Munchkin games shown above are $30 each. So this is cool. It's so weird that there's only 4. Like, the games that they're showcasing, it's just so weird to me. They're just Like, how many non-Batman Munchkin games have we seen here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You just sprang 7 non-Munchkin Batman things. And some are new and some are old. Like Super Munchkin's old as dirt. But I imagine they keep reprinting it. So it's just so weird to me. And, yeah. Okay. Add-ons will ship from our Austin warehouse. Steve Jackson Munchkins Present Batman will ship from a separate segment. Add-on cannot be included with your game and will require a second package and shipping costs. Ouch! Ugh. I mean, it's understandable, because these are probably sitting in a warehouse, and this one's not made yet or not over here potentially yet, because I imagine this is not shipping until September 2022. Okay, so this is a pre-order. This is a pre-order, which once again, I actually want to give them kudos here, because when you have a company like Steve Jackson Games, like Queen Games, like AG, where it feels much more like you're just pre-ordering the game, you have to find a way to convince people that they need to back it now instead of just picking it up at a convention or on Amazon or something like that. And I feel like by bundling all these other extra things that you're going to make with Batman Munchkin, that's actually one of the best things I think I've seen a company do. I actually really like that. And once again, I go back to their $50 price point. That $50 price point is only going to get even better if they can climb those popularity charts. Because the more crap they unlock, it's just eventually going to get to the point where it's like, wow, I'm getting so much Batman stuff right here. I can't miss out on this. You know, so the fact that I see it at, 7th or 9th or something like that, it's just, I want more from Batman Munchkin. Steve Jackson Games, based in Austin, Texas, has been publishing games, stuff, things, we do things. Shipping, street address is only. Okay? No apartments. That's weird. Maybe, hopefully clarify a little bit more on that. After, like, what is a street address? Does that mean with an apartment I cannot get it? After the Kickstarter project closes and after all pledges collected, we will open the Backer Kit Pledge Manager. There you will provide your physical address and pay for shipping if you are receiving physical rewards. If you are in the United States, then you will also have the chance to add more items to your reward package. See the FAQ for estimated shipping costs. Add-ons are available to international backers. So I like how you just dropped this seemingly huge bomb here, and then you're just like, oh, moving on. What exactly does that mean, street addresses only? Does that mean I can't use P.O. Box? Does that mean I can't be an apartment? Does that mean I can't be like an Air Force base or a naval base or something like that? Like, what exactly does that mean? Fail to complete your Backer Kit survey by the deadline. If you wish, you may use a fulfillment service. This allows you to pledge for the project and then provide it with a U.S. address for the delivery of your rewards. Forward from the fulfillment service, as well as any local fees, is your responsibility when using a fulfillment company. What the hell does that mean? Okay, I'm a board gamer. I have bought hundreds and hundreds of board games. I'm surrounded by thousands. I'm trying to understand what this sentence means. Bauer does his best Seinfeld impression. What is that? I don't know what it means. I should be so obvious. Your shipping section should not have me befuddled. If you wish, you may choose to use a fulfillment service. Is that like Backer Kit, right? That's like Backer Kit. This allows you to pledge for the project and then provide us with a U.S. address for the delivery of your rewards. Isn't that what everybody does? Am I missing something? Forward from the fulfillment service, as well as any local fees, is your responsibility when using a fulfillment company. Chat, can one of you explain to me like I'm 5, please? Because I don't understand that. Okay, but we're done. So let's check out the pledge levels. $50 for the base game, and there's only 2,000 of them. Why is there only 2,000 of them? Interesting. Then we have international. There's only 450 of them. Now, I understand the international one. I really do, and I hate to do that. But if you keep doing huge stretch goals that you're adding that are not just a box, like you keep adding things to this box, and the box is getting bigger and the packaging is getting heavier, the more you're shipping international, that price just multiplies. So I understand having a limited international, but the US one, I'm very curious about that. Like, that one's a bit perplexing to me. Then we got the retailer reward, which once again, I thought that'd be good. And once again, that one's limited too. Wow. Tell me this is a pre-order without telling me this is a pre-order, Steve Jackson Games. So eventually this is going to run out. So there's like, there's a total amount that they were like, we're going to hit this amount. Okay. This feels like a very cold, heartless Kickstarter, and it didn't feel like that until I saw the limits on the thing. Like, imagine getting here towards the end, and it's just like, oh, never mind. We only wanted to make this many. Keep going. Like, what are they gonna do when they hit their goal? Like, when they hit 2,000, are they just gonna what? That's so weird. And it's not in a good, weird way, in a weird, bad way. All right, FAQ. Hopefully we cover the street addresses here. United States shipping estimates. Wait, did you not telling me the shipping prices in the shipping section? I was so befuddled by the shipping section that I realized there were no prices. So I think that's their strategy, actually. I think they wanted to befuddle you in the shipping section so you didn't actually realize they weren't telling you how much the shipping is. Ha ha ha! You fooled me again, Steve Jackson Games. This, you know what? This is so bad. Why is this here? And I'm not going to be nice about this either. Like, why the French is this here? You have created 29 other Kickstarters. This is not first time oopsie poopsies. You're making millions of dollars. Like, oh my gosh, what the hell is going on here? So, $14 shipping. So you look at $64. This is actually delightful. The following estimates only include both shipping and handling. I want to look at something right here. I want to see these collaborators. Are they doing someone who's a non-board gamer? Very creative name. What is a very creative name? I'm so curious because this is just, like, I'm telling you that a staple of the board game hobby. If you go to a board game convention, there's a very high probability that Steve Jackson Games is going to be there. A staple of our hobby does not realize or does not put their shipping information on, like, they put in the FAQs. Like, what the hell? Like, that's just so mind-boggling to me. And I'm so perplexed. So $64, once again, I don't think that's a terrible price. I think that's a really solid price after the shipping, especially considering MSRP $60. So $64, and I'm going to get all this extra stuff. I'm getting a dice bag, I'm getting a kill counter, I'm getting more stretch goals. Like, this could have been a banger of a stretch goal. Please do not enter a P.O. box. So now, the clarification on what you meant by street address has been answered. You know what would have made it crystal clear? If your shipping information was in your shipping section. What the hell is it doing here? Like, this is only shipped to Canada, UK, and European Union. Well, glad I went through your whole Kickstarter page thinking I'd be able to get this in Mexico. Thanks. I went literally through everything. I might have even backed it. I might have already backed it by now, and now I'm just finding out you weren't going to ship to me because you put it in your stupid FAQs? Like, this is so... What kind of insane fiend would dip Commissioner Gordon in peanut butter? No. I'm not even going to give this the time of day because I'm so annoyed. Get out of here. 1 comment. 5 comments. 2 comments. So we have 2 of the most popular intellectual properties. 2 very popular. Munchkin is massive in our hobby. That's why they keep making expansions for it. Batman is massive in pop culture. That's why we're having our 3rd dark, gritty Batman reboot. Okay? This is the most excitement we're going to get out of this? This is a ball drop right here. Yeah, you should be at $154,000, but let's put it like this. I'm going to ask you this question. This is a new question I ask on Kickstarter every day. Would you be surprised if, when you looked at this, it had an extra 0 in it? Would you be surprised if Steve Jackson Munchkin Present Batman was at $1 million? And I think the answer for most people is no, I wouldn't be that surprised. I wouldn't. Because it's Munchkin, it's Batman. Like, even half that. Like, it's so... And so and they're going to keep falling on popularity chart because 1 comment? This is from 2 days ago. So in 2 days, 2,500 Batman and Munchkin fans are here. And you mustered 1 comment. This is an unengaging update. With less than 2 weeks to go until the campaign comes to a close, we're stunned by your response to this latest Munchkin game. The factory reports that they're working on the game, including the stretch goals, items you unlocked, and everything is proceeding nicely. So far, we're on track to ship your rewards as estimated. Don't miss the news. We've received messages and noticed comments from some of you stating that you didn't know this project was happening until a few days after the launch date. Yeah! Because we're Steve Jackson Games. Their mailing list, I just want you to think how long they've been in the hobby. They have been in the hobby for so long. How big is their mailing list? And this is it's getting beat by a Literati, which, don't get me wrong, Literati's crushing it. That game looks awesome. But just, it's so perplexing to me. These are clickable, though. I do love that. So, hey, go check out stuff. Go click on our things. Yes, go support us in one of the other ways. There's also a new Munchkin. As an example of releases you have missed, if you're not subscribed to our various channels, the following Munchkin releases have hit stores over the last few months. Cool. Like, what? You know what would be absolutely ridiculous and awesome? Having a round-robin Munchkin tournament with all the in-print games, expansion, extras. You'd have to find some more mechanical way of shuffling them together and getting it in turn, specifically for breaking the mass back into its respective piles after the game and stream it, make it a charity tournament, and I donate in a heartbeat. So you have one of the aforementioned collectors, a super fan, a Munchkinaholic, Lauren is, coming in here, despite the fact you didn't ask her to come in here. You just were talking at us. You were pretty much a company treating us like a person. You tried to have a personal touch at the beginning, but you feel so company right now. Like, hey, Kickstarter, we're doing awesome. We hit our stretch goals. Please check out our mailing list, our Facebook, our Twitter, all other things. Also, check out the new Munchkins released over the last few months. Bye-bye. Like, no. Like, no, it's not exciting at all. And so you have no responses. 148 comments. 148 comments on a Batman project. You're not asking me about Batman. You're not saying, what character, what villain are you most excited to tear up the town with? What's your favorite Batman storyline? If we wanted to do some more Batman Munchkin cards, winky face, what kind of canon would you love to see us introduce? You have, presumably, 2,500 Batman fans. Let's go 2,200 Batman fans in here. Engage me on Batman! Don't just throw random crap at me I don't care about. All stretch goals unlocked. Okay, so the excitement is gone. Never mind. 5 days ago, I'm a little disappointed there won't be any more stretch goals. I feel like Batgirl would show up, and maybe Nightwing, Batman, and Ezra, maybe in a future mini expansion. And here's the worst part to me about this. This just, unless I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that because they have the Batman IP, their hands are specifically tied. But you're telling me you can't do some sort of promo pack? Oh, and then for every $10,000 we hit, you're just going to get this promo pack. And that's exactly what Reload from Colossal Games did. They just had like this pack of cards. It was like this pack of cards is going to grow as we get larger on our expansions, as we get more stretch goals. You could have done that. It didn't even have to be Batman themed. Now, maybe they said, maybe they're like, oh, you can't do that because we have to do specific ways of Batman. But I'm just saying there could have been something more here. Something you could have done. Even if it's crappy. Like, oh, we're going to give you all the digital art prints and backgrounds you could possibly handle. Something like that. Because right now I go to the question of why do I come back to this Kickstarter? I gave you my $50. I'm getting the game. I'm getting the counter. I'm getting the dice bag. There will be nothing else I'm getting. You've told me the stretch goals are gone. There's no live streams. There's no gameplays. There's no hot... Like, there's nothing here to have me coming back. I don't see. It just feels so cold and heartless, and it didn't have to. Like, it didn't feel that way. It felt a little bit that way, but then it just kind of turned all at once when I saw, 2,000. Like you're telling me if you sell 2,000, you're not just going to say, well, maybe we'll do a second print run immediately. And then we'll show this one, wave 2. Like, just wave 2 me. Something like that. Just, and maybe they do that. Maybe they do that. I hope they do that. But it's just, whoo. Is there any chance of getting 2 additional plastic stands? Putting them on and off multiple times usually damage. Does it have a... No, there's not. This is a pre-order. Much can be played with 2 players ever since. This is... Oh, so Steve Jackson's actually in here. Big ups. In my copious free time, I'm planning to experiment with playing Munchkin with 2 people and a dummy. So these are just hardcore, massive Munchkin fans. And that's great. Since the Kickstarter was funded with the first few hours of stating, do we have an idea what will ship? September. So I'm very curious. How many of these people are new? So, no, it's still mostly $24.59. So, final grade on this. So, do I want it? Yeah, I feel like the video is well done. I go back to that video. If you don't know Munchkin, or you like Munchkin, I think the video is very well done. Can you do it? Yes. Slam dunk, 100%, no doubt about it. 29 games created, staple of our hobby. for a long time. How much is it? Great. It's a very good price. $50. Plus you're getting the bag. Plus you're getting the kill counter. $63 United States shipping. So I say all three of those things in my mind, and I say this should be a good Kickstarter. Right? But there's so many little things that just drag it down. Like, I'm legitimately curious, what are they going to do when they get 436 more people? It just, we're done? Like, I don't know. I just wanted more from Batman Munchkin. I think I'm going to give this one a D+. No, it's got to be a C-. It did everything. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? It did it. It's just, this is a C-. This is like, I just expected more out of you. I think that's it. You hit $150,000. You did great. You're going to sell your 2,000 copies of the game. Good for you. Good stuff. Spruce up the Board Game Geek page. Put some excitement back in Munchkin. That's because you have super loyal fans. You have diehard, mega massive fans that keep buying your crap. And so you just keep putting out crap. But I don't feel the excitement here. I don't know. Well, there you go. Steve Jackson's Munchkin Batman. I'm going to give this one a C-. Let me know in the comments below what's your final grade on this one. And also, your affinity for Munchkin. Do you like it? Do you not like it? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Bye-bye.